I think one of the most important topics you can do in any of your GCSE studies for maths is rearranging the formula. Why rearranging the formula is so important is that it will totally improve your algebra. Algebra will become so much more intelligible to you because it's all about understanding the layers that are hidden inside the algebra. In this first video, we're going to look at a situation where the x is being surrounded by only one operation, okay? And then later on, we're going to look at situations where the x is layered and it's got 2, 3 operations going onto it. So all we have to do basically is get the x by itself. And if we look at this sum here, I'll just make it a bit clearer. X plus b equals p. We can see that this is the guy I want to get by itself, okay? And the irritant is this plus b, right? And so what I want to do is get rid of this plus b. Well, to get rid of it, okay, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I need to do the opposite, which is to take b away. Now, here we've got to take away b. I'll put it in a fluffy cloud because I would normally write it. I would think it, but not write it, okay? So I want to get rid of that guy by doing the opposite. And you can see that the minus b and the plus b will cancel each other out. And on the left, I will get the x all by itself. And on the right-hand side, I'll just have p minus b. This also helps us to understand why the rule of thumb that changing signs works. But the reason it works is because we're in fact taking b away from both sides, which is the fair and right thing to do. So okay, that one's quite easy. I've just taken b away. Well, let's go over to this side. I've got d equals x minus k. And I'm trying to get this guy by himself. And I've got this irritating minus k. So again, in my mind, okay, I'm going to think to myself, what if I plus k? If I plus k, then it's going to annihilate this minus k, and on the right I'll be left with x. What I do to one side I must do to the other, so plus k. And so I've got d plus k. Again, the rule of thumb seems to work that changing sides, x equals d plus k. Okay, now it's not always efficient to do this plus k and minus b at the top both sides. A lot of the time it's just a good idea to remember the rule of thumb, change signs. Okay, so that was a plus operation and this is a minus operation. So here I've got times. Now you can see if I write y equals r times x, you can see why we try to avoid using times symbols in algebra. So here I've got y equals rx, and this r is multiplying the x, and I want to get rid of it. And the way to get rid of multiplying is to divide. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. Okay, and what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. And you can see here that r divided by r isn't 0, it's 1. And 1 times x is just x. So on the right we're left with x, and on the left here we've got y over r. Okay, so that was the multiply one, and here over here we've got x is being divided by t. And we need to do the opposite of dividing, which, as you know, is multiplying. And in my mind, I'm thinking, well, I need to multiply the left by t so that this and this cancel. And that would give me just x. But what you do to one side, you've got to do the other. Now, if I write it in a fluffy cloud, it means I wouldn't normally write it in my algebra. I would think it in my mind. And here we've got the 4 operations done. Okay, we got rid of a plus with a minus. We got rid of a minus with a plus. We got rid of a divide by a times. We got rid of a times by divide, and we got rid of a divide by times.